Hey guys, in this video we're going to do some belt maintenance. We're going to learn how to get to it, things that can wear it out, and when you should replace it. Let's get started. Alright, so to get down to your clutch is right here. So you're going to remove the screws that are holding this footwell in. There's screws on the front and back of these fenders here, connect right here. You're also going to undo the brake right here. Then you can get down to the clutch housing here. You'll also want to grab this handy dandy tool out from under the seat. Okay, I'm going to do a little trick here. Alright, we got the brake lever under here. Brake lever at the same time, and this will drop out. And then you have your plastic fender here, and you can get that out of the way. And now we're down here to the clutch. In here we have Torx bolts all around this. We're going to go with the drill. Got our Torx bit. Alright, there's tabs, 3 tabs here that you can use to pull on this. And you just wiggle it until you get loose, and there is in here, now watch this gasket here. Alright, so we have some belt dust in here. Got a little bit of black here, so we're going to clean that up. And in here we have our clutches and our belt right here. Alright, we get down to the clutch here. You're going to grab your 1 1/4 inch and your handy dandy air gun. Alright, next you just want to heat up the nut here just a little bit without getting anything else too hot. Your rollers inside there are plastic. You don't want them to get too hot. Alright, now we've got our primary nut off here. Now whenever you take this off and put this back on, you want to use red Loctite to stick it back on with. You want to make sure you get that. So here's your primary. And you can see in here, have a little bit of belt tarnishing on the face of this. Overall, it looks pretty good. Now you want to grab a screw, but that thread is the same. You're going to stick that in here. It's going to spread the sheaves apart on our secondary here, so we can get our belt off. Alright, so there we can get our belt off just like that. Here we can see our belt. Now whenever you stick this belt back in, you've got this little arrow on the belt. It's going to go forward, so you want to make that arrow going forward. So we're going to look right here, and then if you take the belt and bend it inside out like this, you can look in these cogs here, and if there are any dry rotted cracks in there, you're going to want to replace it. Now this belt has probably 13 or 1400 miles, I think, last I checked. So it's in pretty good shape. I'm going to stick this back in. Things that can wear out your belt are excessive heat. So if these 2 clutches aren't lined up, you can get excess heat in here. It can also be caused by some other things. If your primary rollers here are not equally weighted and balanced, you can have a little wobble. It'll be out of balance. If you get all your rollers weighing the exact same weight, you can eliminate a lot of noise and extra wear and heat in there. Another wear thing on the belt is if you have, the tighter you clock your secondary, the faster you're going to wear out your belts. So that is something to consider. Another thing that will get your belt hot or wear it out sooner is just poor riding styles, or getting water in the clutch. You can get a lot of junk in here and that'll mess it up. May just be that you need to clean up the clutch system and check these air ducts in the front and rear for obstructions and get those clean. You may just need to clean it out, and that'll help you. Now, it's recommended to check the belt every 500 miles. In the service manual, it recommends every 500 miles. If you get into a lot of dust or a lot of water, you're going to want to check your belt more frequently. So another thing to check is your sheaves in here. If you have grooves on your sheaves, that will cause excess wear on your belt as well. It will also cause excess heat in there and destroy stuff in the clutch. So you want to check your alignment here for any grooves you have, any dry rotted spots on the belt. If you're all good there, just clean it up, stick it back together, and you should be good to go. Now, the belt that I recommend is to just go with the OEM belt. You want to use low gear when you're doing any technical stuff, any mudding, or when you're towing, pulling a trailer. If you're putting any strain on the engine, you obviously want to switch to a lower gear. So switching to low, you'll have more RPMs working for you, and you're not lugging the engine, and you're not wearing out your belt. Lastly, you want to check the rollers in the primary. You want to look for any flat spots or wear spots on them, and if there are any, you should get those replaced. Spread our sheaves apart. I'll get our belt back in there. And just watch for this arrow. You want that to be going forward. Slip it over our front here. You want to make sure you see these little splines right there. And when you get this nut back on, you want to use that red Loctite. You just spin your clutch like this, and that'll get the belt back up here in the top of your secondary. Alright, so now we're all buttoned back up. We're ready to go again. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.